or costs that we don't need.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna move on to your closing, but in your closing, there's one issue that, or one thing I'd like you to comment on at some point. We've had issues in the past with members of this Board of Selectmen having what may have been perceived as conflicts of interest. And so in this past year with the new administration, there's been somewhat of an emphasis placed specifically by Selectman Murphy on avoiding the appearance of impropriety, avoiding the appearance of conflicts of interest. And so if in your closing you could talk about how you would deal with that and or work within the group to do that, I appreciate it.
Well, I'll answer that question first, so I don't forget to do so, and then I'll go with the general closing. It's important to have selectmen, I think, who represent the bulk of the community in terms of not having conflict of interest. And I myself am a resident, an owner of a single-family home, and a taxpayer like everyone else. I don't think that I have any conflicts of interest in terms of land holdings, in terms of working for the town, in terms of working any way, contracting with the town in any way. So for me, I just don't think that's an issue. For other selectmen, either current or future, where that might be an issue, I think that we have to work together to develop if it doesn't exist, an ethics policy where they recuse themselves from votes, where we're just all very careful and very alert and keen to even the appearance of conflict of interest, if there's not an actual conflict of interest, because the appearance of conflict of interest can cause good plans to be stymied and questions to be asked that stop progress. And I think that we all, on the Board of Selectmen and any other committee in town, have to even avoid that appearance. And I would myself do that, and I would stress and work with the other members of the boards to do that. As for closing, just to be very brief, I would like to thank the Citizens Action Committee and the citizens who have taken the time to submit questions and to watch the program. And again, I'd like to stress that a selectman's job is to look at the entire community and balance the needs of the entire community, whether they be school children, whether they be elderly, whether they be young people just moving to North Reading, whether they be people who have lived here for 30 years. And as a selectman, I will take that challenge and that really mandate to balance the needs very, very seriously. The inaction of the past several years has cost each and every taxpayer very dearly, and I just really believe that we have to work together toward progress, toward sensible compromise, and I will do that to my utmost as a member of the Board of Selectmen. And I thank you very much for the time today.
Thank you, Ms. Bailey. That's going to conclude the candidates Q&A. Today we've talked with Mr. Jim Bagan and Mrs. Marcy Bailey, both candidates for selectmen in an election that's going to be happening on February 12th. And the Citizens Action Committee as a group holds the session to allow the town and the public to ask questions specifically of the candidates and those that will be representing them. And we certainly urge and ask you to go out and exercise that very special right, the right to vote. And we look to see you at the polls. Thank you very much.
Good day.